Hi, Chris White here, laptop lifestyle entrepreneur, real estate investor, and ambassador for Project Awakening. Today is day 5 of Project Awakening, which is a 90-day movement to awaken you to the reality that you too, my friend, can live like the rich if you're willing to think like the rich. Now, throughout this series, we'll be asking one core question to help you rewire your thinking, and that question is this: what would the Rockefellers do? So here's your Think Like the Rockefellers tip of the day. And I'll open this tip with a question: how do you leave a financial legacy? Now, this is part 2 of my answer. We covered part 1 yesterday when we talked about how vast fortunes can be lost by following the traditional estate planning route when you're setting up your plan to leave a financial legacy. Now, today I want to talk to you about a better way, which Andrew L. Howe, who's an expert estate planning and asset protection attorney, talks about in his book, Entrusted. And Andrew says this, he says, assume, for example, that you have sufficient funds to allow one generation to supplement its income, to take more extravagant vacations, and to retire early. Now, what if those funds were instead used to foster education, to provide a small but meaningful down payment on a first home, or provide loans to start a business? For how many generations could the funds last in that scenario? 2, 3, 4? What if those successive generations repaid and or replenished these funds? Would it be possible for a family to create a perpetual opportunity machine? Now, Andrew argues the answer is yes, and it's called entrusted planning. And entrusted planning is built on a belief in successive generations. And it says this, it says, you don't need my financial wealth, you just need a start and an opportunity. Now, that belief in a child, a grandchild, or beyond is powerful, and it can be life-changing, as you can imagine. Andrew further states in this section of his book that traditional estate planning generally passes a lump sum of money, with minor or few conditions, which is basically transferring the ends. Where entrusted planning focuses on the means and allows the family members to create their own ends. Now, it's based on the belief that the goal for successive generations should be self-sufficiency and independence. And so it focuses on the ability to replicate wealth and not simply on sustaining and consuming it. And so it's based on a simple but fundamental principle. Successive generations, when given sufficient opportunity and means, can and will achieve on their own. And so here's the summary of entrusted planning. It's the Rockefeller method of planning. Now, you may recall yesterday, we talked about how using a traditional estate planning strategy with a $100 million estate, that at the 40% estate tax rate, that $100 million would be gone in just 3 generations. Now, with entrusted planning, whether you leave $100 million or $1 million, your financial legacy will last forever. Now, the paradigm shift is in your thinking. And the thinking shift is that instead of leaving money, you are leaving opportunity. And that's the big takeaway today. The biggest way, my friend, to create a breakthrough of any kind in your life is not to focus on your actions like the struggling 99% tend to do, but to focus on your thinking. You see, when you change your thinking, your actions will naturally come into alignment with your new thinking. When you focus on your thinking, you get incremental change. And so what's the first step to creating a financial legacy? Start to think and believe that you are capable of creating your own personal online economy so that you can start to create financial freedom and so that you can set up your entrusted estate planning strategy. Okay, so let's take this one step at a time. Your next step is to click on the link wherever it is around this video. And if you're ready for success, then click that link to lock your spot in for a free workshop on creating your own personal online economy while it's still available. And then I'll see you tomorrow for day 6 of Project Awakening. Well, I will continue to educate you on how to think like the rich so that you, my friend, can live like the rich. Until then, be extraordinary.